morning, you guys. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. If you can see the glare in my glasses, ignore it, because I don't feel like putting my contacts on. My eyes hurt right now and I've been crying, so I'm not putting my contacts on right now. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've had some people ask me to tell my story about why, and as you can see, I'm on the treadmill. I just did a workout. Why I had surgery. If you didn't know, or if you're new, I had gastric bypass. Gosh, the glare is really bugging me. I had gastric bypass. It wasn't because I was heavy set. I'm normal size right now. I maybe was a little bit bigger than I am now, not much. But I did in fact have gastric bypass. And the reason that I had gastric bypass, it was very scary. It was a once in a lifetime occurrence, and it doesn't really happen with people, but it does happen. So before I get into that, as I said before, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to like this post, comment on the post, tell me what's going on with you, what kind of content you would like to see. So yeah, hit the bell so you don't miss any other content. All right, guys, now let's get into it. So the reason I had surgery was because I'm 30, I just turned 36 on July 2nd, but when I believe I was 30, I actually had a stroke. It's very uncommon for a 30-year-old, but I did have a stroke. And the reason, let me see if I can get down a little. No, it's still glare. Okay, guys. So I tried. The reason that I had a stroke was because of birth control. Now, most women do not read the birth control labels, and most just assume that nothing's gonna happen to them and that they're just gonna take birth control just for a pregnancy. Well, in my case, I was single 9 years, and I had not been with a man, no dating, no talking on the phone, nothing. Single 9 years. Focused strictly on my children, and on myself, working on myself. So stress comes along with that. Well, give me a second. Stress comes along with that. With that being said, I developed adult acne around my face. And I went to the doctor. My doctor explained to me, like, hey, are you on birth control? Like, are you with no, I'm not with anybody. I don't want to be with anybody. I'm single, like, just focusing on me. Well, he explained to me that he could prescribe me birth control pills. But the birth control pills, from what I was told, helps with adult acne sometimes. So I said, okay. I mean, I'm not really good at taking pills. Like, my mind is all over the place. You can hear the baby. She's watching Dora in the background. So I said, okay, that was fine. Well, I started the pills, set my alarms on my phone to when to take my pills and everything. And about a week, I want to say almost 2 weeks into taking the pills, me and the kids were in the living room, and I was sitting on the sofa. And at the time, I had one of those sofas that had the double recliners at each end of the sofa. So I had kicked up my legs, and I've always been a woman that has had junk in her trunk. Okay, I've always been that girl since I was young, since I was little. I've always had it. So I was sitting down, we were watching TV, and I remember kind of doing this and getting antsy. And I couldn't figure out why I was getting antsy, but I was getting antsy, really worked up, like my legs were hurting. So I kept getting antsy and antsy. So I tried swirling. And I'm like, maybe I'm sitting on a nerve on my butt because my butt's so big. Oop, starting the thing again. So I kept getting antsy, and then I started noticing like my toes started going kind of like tingly, numb, if you will. So I'm like, this is really weird. Like, I must really be sitting on a nerve. So I moved again. I moved off of that booty cheek. I moved off that bum area side. So I kind of laid on the other side. Well, then it kind of went up to my calf. Then it kind of went up to my knee. Then it shot up to my hip. And I'm like, okay, this is really, really weird. Not sure what's going on, but it's really weird. So I was like, I'm gonna go just lay down in the bed and see if I can't get this to stop. So I went and laid in the bed. I think I lived, at the time, we were in the apartment, and I'd moved out of my house to the apartment, so we were there not too long, but we only lived about like maybe 5 to 10 minutes away from the hospital, if that. So we were just like right up the street. So I laid in the bed and I felt really weird, and then my arms started hurting and my chest started hurting. So I was like, okay, this is really, really weird. So I called the emergency room, and when I called the emergency room, I was talking to the on-call nurse, and I said, I don't know what's going on, but this is my symptoms. This is what's happening. And she's like, oh my gosh, where are you? I'm sending a paramedic out there right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I've got to send it. You're having a heart attack. You're having a heart attack. And I was like, I'm not having a heart attack. I'm still talking. And me not knowing what was going on, I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. And she's like, sweetie, you're not okay. Is there anybody that you can have bring you over here to the hospital? And I'm like, no, I don't have family around. The family I do have around, I don't talk to, because, it's just a whole situation. Like, I'm not having a heart attack. And she's like, sweetie, get to the hospital ASAP. Ask somebody to bring you, don't drive. And I was like, no, like, I'm fine, I'll drive myself. No, you can't drive yourself. I'm like, I live right down the street from the hospital. I'll drive myself. So I put it was not, now that I think about it, it was the stupidest thing that I could have ever done. It was the dumbest thing that I could have ever done as a mother, as a parent. It was careless. Don't ever do this. Do not follow what I did, guys. It was not okay. But I legitimately didn't think there was anything wrong with me other than my leg being numb and like my hip and stuff and like just feeling uncomfortable. I thought maybe I was coming down with like a flu or something. So I put the kids in the car. I had 3 kids at the time. I put the kids in the car and I drove to the hospital. And when I got out, I walked in to the triage and have this big window, and I walked up to the window and I said, hi, my name is, and my complete side of my body drooped, went numb, could not move my mouth, could not move the entire side of my body. It was like I was slumped, and I'm like, what's going on? And I still, in my mind, there was nothing wrong. I could not figure out what was going on. Let me see if I can move this light, because it's bugging me. Okay, that's not much better, but whatever. Okay, so at this time, I still didn't realize what was going on. Don't mind the stuff in the back. We went to the beach and we pulled everything out. So they rushed like 5 or 6 doctors and like 3 nurses out. Let me go check on the baby. 1 second. Okay, so she's just being a fussy butt. If you hear her crying in the background, get over it, people. It's life. She got a Build-A-Bear for her birthday yesterday. So she dropped her Build-A-Bear outside of her playpen. She's just fussing, and I'm right here. So okay, where was I? So they rushed like 5 doctors and like 2 to 3 nurses out. And I'm standing there with my kids and I'm like, what's going on? And I was like kind of dumbfounded to the whole situation. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. So they put me in a wheelchair and rolled me back. And I'm telling them like, no, my kids need to come with me. Like, I don't have family. Like, what are you doing? So they brought my kids back with me and they put me on a bed. They completely hooked me up to like so many machines. Oh, we're flawless for the day, guys. Flawless. But they rushed me back, hooked me up to machines. They finally got me stable. Then I realized that my face and everything else was completely droopy. My body, I couldn't move it. And I'm sitting there, they had IVs in me and everything, and I don't know why. They thought maybe I was dehydrated. But everybody left. I'm sitting there kind of just calming down, I guess. My kids were upset. They were in shock. They weren't crying. They were just like, what's going on with mommy, you know? Like, I'm sole mommy and daddy, okay, to my kids. And they were like, what is going on with my mom? So, and I do, like I have an autistic son. He's 13 now. That's my Eli. He's autistic. He's high functioning autistic, but he's autistic. And so it was completely like shocking him. Like, what's going on with my mom? So my oldest was trying to calm him down, and he's like, she's fine. She's fine. We're just sitting here. So the doctor comes in, and the doctor's like accusing me of being on drugs. Are you on drugs? Have you taken any drugs while you were with your kids? And I'm like, what? Like, I've never done a drug in my life. Like, what are you talking about? Are you on alcohol, or did you ingest anything, or did you sniff anything? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, take my blood samples. I do not do drugs. I've never done drugs a day in my life. I may act like it sometimes because I'm super hyper at times. And at other times I'm super low. But I was completely offended. I was so upset. I was mortified that somebody would even accuse me of doing something like this, that I told him, I said, I don't even want to talk to you. Get me another doctor. And he sincerely apologized. He was very sincere about it. He's like, I'm sorry. You know, we just don't know what's going on with you. We don't know what you took. And I'm like, I didn't take anything. So, excuse me, after long talks and everything, they asked me if I was on any kind of medications. I told them no. I said, I take Tylenol. I have severe migraines. So at first they thought maybe I had a brain bleed, or, you know, was going to be a possible aneurysm, anything. They were trying to rule everything out. Then they asked me, okay, well, have you been active with a man? I said, no, of course not. Like, it's been like 9 years, maybe even more than that, because when my kid's father was there, it was nothing anyway. So maybe more than that. So I did tell them, I said, oh, wait. I said, I have been, you know, stressing out a lot. So I was breaking out, and my doctor prescribed me birth control pills because my doctor said that, oh, I have a hair on me hanging around. You want to stay for later? Okay. It would help with adult acne. So he said, okay, let me see those pills. And so I gave them to him. They left. They came back. They did blood tests on me. So if you guys need to read your birth control. Let me say that again. Read your birth control. Whether it be the pills, the patch, the IUD, I don't care what it is. Read your birth control. So there's like a 99.99% that everything will be fine. But there is that 1% of people, and nobody knows who it is, that something will happen. Well, I was that lucky 1% who ended up having a stroke because of birth control. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Like I said, I was not overweight. If you go back and look at some of my videos, I posted some older videos, you can see I have a little bit more weight on my face than I do now. And you can see in my pictures, I was a little bit thicker than I am now, but not by much. So that was all handled. I got to go home after a while. My kids did get to stay in the hospital with me because not having family or anybody to help me with the kids, they allowed them to stay, and they realized, like, this is a good mom, you know, she's not just out doing drugs and everything else. Excuse me. So, like I said, read your prenatals. Read your prenatals if you're going to get pregnant. Read your prescriptions to a T. Make sure you have no symptoms of anything. If you feel like something is off, stop taking it. Automatically, just stop taking it. Don't ever drive yourself to the hospital, especially with other people in the car. All right, so now to the gastric bypass. As I said, I was a little bit thicker than I am now, and they go off of a slide saying this is overweight and obese and and you have to have a certain BMI in order to qualify for gastric bypass. But gastric bypass, it does help with certain things, and I was told that it would help to prevent future strokes. So I actually had to gain weight in order to have the gastric bypass. And I did my research. Like I said, always do your research. I did extensive research. I did not want to get the band because I know that stretches out, can pop inside your stomach, can cause bleeding, everything else. The gastric bypass, it actually is risky, but it is better for you long term. You can gain weight on it. I did gain a little, I got way super skinny on it. I got skinny. Like, I think I was down to like a size 6, maybe 4, 6. I got tiny, and it did not look good. It was not healthy. I'm up now. I think I'm about a size 10 in jeans now. You probably can't see me because of the black shorts that I have on, but I went through the gastric bypass. I was accused of so much, taking the lazy way out, being lazy, not wanting to work out. So many people accused me, but they didn't know why I had the surgery in the first place. And it was hurtful to me in the beginning. It hurt me so bad. And I didn't want to tell anybody that I had the gastric bypass until I actually sat and I'm like, I really don't care. But something you do have to watch if you're going to get it, or you had it, you just had it, or you know somebody that has it or has had it, depression after having it is horrible. And it can be a killer sometimes. I've always had depression. I've always suffered through depression. If you guys want to know a little bit more about me, I can go ahead and I can explain that too. I had a very hard life, and I had a brother that passed away when I was 16 and he was 14 from suicide, and then I had about 5 more people, friends and family, commit suicide. Then I became a single mother. I mean, my life story is crazy. But after having the surgery, my depression went completely more, it skyrocketed. I felt incredible about myself though. I was in the best shape of my life, but in the most horrible shape of my life at the same time, mentally. And I completely slacked. I've been drinking sodas, eating candies and chips and junk food, and it's not something that I should be doing. But then again, this surgery wasn't because I was overweight. It wasn't because I was initially trying to lose weight. It was because I was trying to prevent another stroke or heart attack. And as you can see, I'm out here. We have our own, I don't get out here. This is gosh, I've been out here a couple times this week maybe, but I'm trying. That's all I can do. It's so severely hot. It's 110 degrees right now where I'm at in California. During the day, it's morning time right now. Well, it's probably about 8:30 right now. But some of you wanted to know my story on why I had gastric bypass. That's my story. I am trying to get back in shape. I actually have another doctor's appointment. I don't think that I can take my camera with me into the doctor's. If I can, I will, and I'll show you guys that. My channel is not going to be about my weight loss. My channel is going to be about everything. It's going to be about my life. It's going to be about my kids. It's going to be about my days. It's going to be about my depression. It's going to be about my working out. It's going to be about my relationships, because God, we know relationships suck most of the time. Ugh. It's going to be about me trying to get closer to God, me trying to get closer to myself. I'm back in therapy. my channel is going to be a little bit of everything, but most of all, my channel is going to be to teach other people to love and take care of themselves, love who you are, and just be you. There is so many people on this app that come out and put on this persona. Like, I have a couple moms that I love watching. Doherty Dozen is one of them. I adore her. So many people talk smack about her, but she's real. And she's like, I'm gonna put this piece of bread on the counter. I'm making sandwiches. Get over it. I clean my counter off. I do the same thing. You got kids, you got kids. Who is Amy Marion, I believe her name is. Love her. She helped me with my YouTube channel when I first began. She's amazing. I strive to be like that woman. She is a wonderful mother. She has an Amazon store. She has homeschooled her kids, and she has all her homeschooling books on there, and they're amazing. I use them for my children. What else? I love Meg, even though so many people bashed her. She's a cute girl. She's younger than me, but I loved her. I loved her style. Who else? Oh, Kim from the Wads. Cannot forget. I watch her religiously. I can re-watch her videos every single day. My baby, when I turn on Kim from the Wads, my baby cheers. She loves Kim from the Wads. Who else? There are so many. Jess Pham. She's a young mom. She's my age. I love her. I'm 36. I don't know if she's 36. She might be like a little bit younger, between like 30 and 34 maybe. I don't know. But I love her. She actually lives so close to me. I've tried to reach out to her. So if you're watching this, Jess, find me. I am so close to you in distance, but I'm too embarrassed to ever say anything. I do reach out sometimes, so find me. Come message me. Who else? And myself. I'm real. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to make anything special. Guys, please share my channel. Help me out with the subscribers. Subscribe. You can watch, but if you don't subscribe, I cannot keep putting stuff out. It's going pretty good now. I'm up to like so many K views, and I'm like having a good time. But I don't want to talk your ear off. I'm gonna get inside right now with the baby because she's in there, blah, blah, blah. This is my story of why I had gastric bypass. And I'm still working on myself to be flawless. But I can help anybody with any questions you guys have. I'm not perfect. I will show you guys my belly. This is my belly. I have a little tiny bit of extra skin. I'm not embarrassed of. I do have, some stretch marks. I got my belly pierced. I've had that since I was, younger. But I'm real. I'm normal. I'm not perfect, but I'm me, and I'm trying to make my life better. So please, any questions, comments, put them down. I'd love to hear some good feedback from you guys. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss anything else. Have a wonderful day. I'm so happy. I apologize for the glare from the light on my glasses. I'm trying to angle my face. But thank you guys so much for stopping by and listening to my story and how everything happened. I'm going to be posting more. Don't forget to come back. Bye, guys. So I just wanted to tell everybody that I'm okay. I'm a little out of it. Actually, I'm really out of it. I have a band-aid over my nose ring. I don't know what I'm saying. But thank you everybody who wished. Yesterday, I could not get out of bed. I couldn't open my eyes. I was just very, very tired from the anesthesia. I'm doing a little bit better today, so I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Yeah. I'm still in pain, still on meds. Feels pretty good. Don't have kids yelling, but I love them. Alright guys, I'll keep you posted. Good morning. My lips are chapped, but doing a lot better. My white blood count is not doing too good. It's a little bit higher than they would like, so they want to make sure that nothing's wrong with me. And I've drank a lot of stuff and been able to walk 2 rounds around the hospital, which is good. So I will keep you guys updated. Thank you guys so much for always checking in on me. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, a little update after this morning. I am a very determined person to feel better, and I have not been feeling better, so I used to walk for an hour every morning, and I've been walking for about 30 minutes every day. Today I decided to go and take that walk. I'm fine. I feel good. I feel a little lightheaded. That's about it. I need to drink more water. My belly is a little swollen still right here where the incisions are. But I'm going to get back at it because I've been walking for an hour and a half every day since I can remember. So since my surgery, I haven't been doing that, and I really think that's taking a toll on me. So I just wanted to give you a heads up.